Okay, I hit the go live button. I'm assuming everything is working properly. If you have connected mid-sentence, blame YouTube, because I mean, having different layers of start streaming buttons involved in a streaming, that's not a good idea. It should start when I actually hit start in my encoding software, but yeah, let's not talk about the problems of YouTube, shall we? I am not echoing in my own stream, am I? No, I am not. So that means we're live with the weekly War of Underworld Q&A for Sword Art Online Alicization, War of Underworld, of course, episode 5. Which is happening as a live stream because I had way too much to do, and that's the only way I can catch up, so I can cut back on editing, I'm just live streaming and answering your questions. Yes, are the voice levels okay, by the way? That's the first thing I should be checking when I start screaming, yeah. That's what I do here, guys, I'm screaming. But yeah, things looking out to be just fine. Oh, by the way, Ice-T has a really nice, well, not Ice-T, Fused-T has a really nice winter special here in Austria that I really love. Like, it has the actual tea stuff in it, not just peach. I'm reading German, trying to say it in English, that's why I'm getting confused. I am not that tired yet that my English is dying. Anyways, let's start with those questions. Once a question comes, I'll hopefully put it in this box down here. It is a very clumsily created stream, so you're gonna have to excuse me for that. But yeah, we'll do what we have. How's it going is our first question. Everything is going fine, just extremely busy and I wanna die. Thank you. First face reveal? No, I have done plenty of live streams before. You can check my channel. We stream Sword Art Online Hollow Realization. What else? I'm pretty sure I did some XLOL versus Sword Art Online while hating it. Maybe I haven't. I don't know. I did plenty of Sonic stuff. I'm actually gonna stream Sonic Unleashed really soon because I really want to play that game again. Either way, as mentioned, well, not mentioned, but written up there, right there. There we go, because I'm mirrored. In this weekly War of Underworld Q&A, there won't be spoiler questions answered because obviously it's a live stream, and if I am gonna answer spoiler questions, I would rather have a controlled environment. I don't want to have people coming into the Q&A and just encountering a random spoiler question, so no spoiler answers today. Hope you understand where I'm coming from. When you last enter, you should watch the episode 1 and 2 Q&As I did for War of Underworld, so please stop asking that, people. Question, will we see more lighthearted moments like we saw with Alice and Fanatio? Yes, we actually will. It's gonna involve a whole lot more people, but yeah, we will. I actually love that scene so much. Let me pull that up as a picture because I like that. Yeah, there we go. So once I get a chunky question, that question will be put down there into the banner so it can actually stay on the screen properly. Okay, why did Yen Press delay volume 18? Let's put that right there. So obviously we're talking about volume 18, but it's not really spoilers that the Empress has delayed Sword Art Online volume 18 because we're not gonna go into spoiler content. So the problem is that there are two different possible reasons for this. One of them was actually brought up by Tusp. That's fucking hard to say when you're trying to pronounce it. Just give yourself a proper name, Tusp. Anyways. So, he mentioned that Yen Press recently, allegedly, well, rumor is that they separated themselves from the Hachette book group, which is creating some printing problems for them. It's causing delays. That's one possible reason. Again, that's completely rumors. They changed offices and stuff, so that's the core of the rumor there. But my take on it is, well, Sword Art Online Light Novels have been getting constant delays. Like, whenever they announce a volume, it at least gets delayed for another 2 weeks every single time. That's been the case for volume 15. Volume 16 was delayed. I think volume 17 is the only one that's coming out on time somehow. And volume 18 got a delay as well. Same thing can be observed in SAO Alicization manga, alternative GGO, Girls Ops, whatever you say, it's gonna get delayed by Yen Press. I feel like they just have way too many licenses in their hand, and that's causing issues with the translation. And they keep constantly delaying it. The problem is even has grown bigger with the main series Sword Art Online, because, well, you see, Yen Press really wanted to stay ahead of the anime, so they announced volume 17 and volume 18 into places where they thought, you know, the anime was about to overtake them. That's what they planned for. But now the anime has announced itself to be a split core like a month ago, 6 weeks ago. And now they actually have that buffer time to get that delay, so they don't need to rush as much in comparison. Okay now. Would DIL have healed her leg already? Yes. That's basic question. Okay, I'm following question marks, but people are asking questions to each other as to how they are doing, so I should probably find another way to track the questions. Everyone who's asking when Asuna will enter the game, well, not game, Underworld, just check the first Q&As, guys. I have answered that a month ago. And also, I am not answering any spoiler questions in this week's Q&A. Well, if there are no questions in live chat at the moment, while you think, I'm just gonna go pick up a question that I found in the comments of my videos. So the current question is, did Lina remember her fight against Eldri, or just it's not mentioned in the novels at all? And Golgoroth about Yu-Gi-Oh! State. So this was a question by Raphael on my episode 5 explained video that I published yesterday, because fuck my time schedule. Should I even need to change the pictures here? Why not? I can. Anyways, back in episode 5, you can see my mouse, right? Like when I go over to that screen, should be picking up my mouse. Yes. So the thing is, in episode 5, they did some nice anime original content. I am not very much against this. They included Lina here in the meeting of the, Power Rangers, and Golgoroth Balto, Yu-Gi-Oh! Senpai, back at the academy. They added them here because they are somewhat, well, Golgoroth is not involved, but we're gonna get to that. I can actually speak about that a bit. So yeah, they added Lina and Golgoroth here when they didn't exist in the meeting back in the light novels. I have it right here, but I have a bunch of stuff on top of it right now that I don't want to pull and show you. But yeah, essentially, since she wasn't in the meeting in the light novels, she never saw Eldri here. In the light novels, she appears later on in a very specific scene, which I am not gonna get into because that will be spoiler content. But yeah, since she's here, she should actually very much recognize Eldri that they fought back at the Norlangarth North Empire tournament, whatever thingy. And Eldri won, of course, and became an Integrity Knight, etc, etc. But yeah, adding her here, it's a nice anime original touch, but it kinda contradicts the situation here, just a tiny bit, but I wouldn't complain too much. It's a nice little addition. Yeah, Golgoroth Balto, he is actually getting a voice actor. If you have seen one of the tweets I shared earlier today, Alicization Blading, or Rising Steel here in the West, has shared another preview video, two preview videos. One of them is Kibao, and the other one is Golgoroth Balto, who has actual voice lines in the game. And, well, not really a spoiler, because we have seen this in today's preview for the episode 6. Golgoroso is actually getting a scene in episode 6, which is surprising because Golgoroso is not even mentioned in War of Underworld Light Novels, so I am kinda excited for the beast muscle guy. That's gonna be interesting. I'm interested if the anime will have voice lines for him, but yeah, Alicization Rising still definitely has voice lines for him, and I would assume Licorice will also have voice lines for him as well. Do you think there'll be more anime original scenes? Yeah, let's put that into the big question, because why not? I can speak a little about that. Is there an easier way to actually edit these, or do I have to enter settings every single time? So, do I think there'll be more anime original scenes? Yes, but it's not directly anime original scenes. What I'm assuming is, since we're moving a little bit faster than what we imagined we would have, we're going with 5 episodes per volume schedule right now, which we assumed would be a 6 episode per volume schedule. So we are moving faster than we imagined. Certain events will happen earlier, or certain events are gonna get much more, how to put it properly, more in-depth portrayals. And by in-depth, I don't mean actual in-depth stuff, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna just completely destroy all the inner monologues anyways. I feel like certain very simple scenes that are incredibly inner monologue heavy, they're gonna change those scenes to be more flamboyant to the outside rather than including those inner monologues. Why would you not include those inner monologues? They're so useful, they're interesting, and I genuinely say this from the bottom of my heart. The inner monologues in Alicization are really interesting. It's all about how the tactics work here in Underworld, how certain sword skills work, how environments work, how people work, etc. You get so much stuff in inner monologues, and what the anime does is just cut them out, and who cares? But yeah, I feel like we're gonna have anime original scenes. It's just not gonna be full anime original scenes. It's just gonna be extensions of the fights, short fight scenes that we will have in War of Underworld. Do you think that Lydia is very similar to Fanatio? Well, let me pull up a picture to explain that. I'm not even gonna put it into big picture because that won't take too long. I have a huge archive of pictures, so it's gonna take like a couple seconds till I find it. It is not very organized, I can tell you that much. It's like an entire folder that I use for my Alicization Explained videos.
Too easy, no sweat.
Ah, thank you very much, Gilgamesh, thank you. And yes, Advent Beast 1 Ost is what I'm playing right now. I really like that. I actually have 3 different FGO official soundtracks here from the game. Not from the anime because it's not yet released, but goddamn that episode 0 beginning soundtrack I am really excited to have. And yes, I am still searching for the very basic answer to the question. Where is that picture? There we go. Okay, so this is the scene from, what was that? Episode 4, right? When we had the 2 clash. So this is Lydia. She does not look at all what the anime portrayed her as. Like, look at that. She's so rugged. She's not as soft and cuddly as the... Oh wait, you can see properly because... Yeah, there we go. She's much more... well, muscular because she's a Dark Knight. In the anime, she's like... I'm pretty sure I have a picture for her in the anime as well. Like, look at that. Where did the other picture go? There we go. I really can't have both at the same time, can I? Okay, just look at it. She has such a soft figure in general, face. She is, in the anime, she is designed as Fanatuyo but slightly darker. In the light novel, she is completely different. She's much more fierce, she's much more scary on the outside, etc. So yeah, they are not twins. I wasted too much time answering that question, Jesus. Will the Blue Rose sword be fixed? As you can see up here, spoiler questions will not be answered because this is a live stream. Do you think that certain characters that die in the novels will survive in the anime or vice versa? No. No, because that's just not gonna work with the story. But Alicization Licorice, the game, upcoming game that still doesn't have a release date, is a completely different matter, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna survive in Alicization Licorice. Oh, there is one more picture of Lydia actually, that is from the If You Were Here side story. Well, not side story, it's a what if story that Reki very recently wrote, where both Yuji and Kirito never assault Humbert and Rayos and become Integrity Knights the proper way together. And that story, I think, does have Lydia in the picture. I'm pretty sure it has. I can find it if there's any interest, but yeah, I will need to go over to Wikia, download some pictures, etc. And I don't want to do that exactly. It's gonna take a long time. What happened to the Fatal Bullet winter update? Is it still coming out? Yes, the winter still hasn't started, mate. We're still in fall. Last time I checked, November was still fall. So do follow us on SAO here for that. Is Kirito gonna save the day? I don't know. Keep watching. When does Japanese girls have leaps when they have grown up? I have no idea what that is. Oh, how did you discover SAO for the first time? That's a nice question. I'm not sure, I may have answered that question before somewhere, but that's a good question. So, the thing is, I was much younger at that time. I had started watching, what was it? Tokyo Ghoul, how did I forget that? I started watching Tokyo Ghoul because a friend of mine recommended it to me. And then I realized Tokyo Ghoul was absolutely stupid. So I looked for other anime that are not as stupid and more action oriented, which led me to Attack on Titan, and at the same time the same friend told me to watch what was it, Death Parade, which Death Parade is an amazing anime. I strongly recommend it if you I'm not even gonna add an if there, just watch it if you're not younger than 13, let's say. You should definitely watch Death Parade, but yeah, I was watching Attack on Titan at the same time as well. And once I finished Attack on Titan, I think it was the first season only that was available, the first 25 episodes. And I got bored, I was looking for more things to watch, and 9gag was still a thing for me back then. That was like 5-6 years ago maybe. And 9gag was kinda making fun of Sword Art Online, because that coincides with the time that the hate train for SAO was very much on track. I didn't know about the hate train, I was just seeing the small silly memes. Yes, I am Turkish, thank you very much. I was just seeing the minor memes over at 9gag, and I thought, hey, what is this Sword Art Online about? People say it has romance, people say it has action, why not give it a go? And I did. And that's how I discovered Sword Art Online for the first time. Integrate, so they are brainwashed, right? I think that's relating to the previous thing I stated in the If You Were Here, What If story. I haven't watched this. You don't watch a goddamn story. I haven't read the What If story yet. As I said, I was too busy, and it was very recently translated by Gishimenas. You can read it over. If you go to Gishimenas' Twitter, you will find a link for it. But yeah, I haven't read it, so I don't have extensive knowledge. But for starters, Kirito in an STL, he cannot be brainwashed anyways. So no, I would wager they weren't brainwashed. They're like celebrating Yu-Gi-Oh's birthdays or something. It's a very weird story. Just go ahead and check it out. As if you're old right now, come on. Well, I'm like 7-8 years older than what I was back then. Oh, that was a long time ago. What are my opinions about the Alfheim arc? Yes, I like that question. So, Alfheim arc is... Oh, that's a new member. Thank you very much, my Russian friend. I cannot read your name unless you type it out in Latin letters, so you're gonna have to...
We're not gonna make it! Let's speed up!
Wait for Sonic to shut up so I can speak. You're gonna have to write it in Latin letters for me to, you know, give you a shout out or something, but thank you very much for joining. What was I answering again? Right, I added it there. What are my opinions about Alfheim Online? The Fairy Dance arc. Let's just put it that way. Alfheim Online, the Fairy Dance arc, is my least favorite arc in the entire series, and I still really enjoy the arc. You see, people say it's incest, it's stupid, etc. First off, it isn't. Why, you may ask, and yeah, I'm adding these minor questions to actually figure out the sentences in my head and buy myself some time. Actually, pull up a picture that is more relevant than Lydia getting killed, please. Where are my pictures? Do I have any Fairy Dance arc pictures actually? I don't think I have any saved. Really, I don't have any Fairy Dance arc pictures. That's kind of sad. Well, I'll pull up a different picture then. Where's that one I'm looking for? There we go. Yeah, let's have that up there. That's always nice. Anyways, where was I? So first off, people say it's incest, and I'm gonna say that no, not really, because what there is a love story between Lifa and, well, not a love story, but like a one-sided love. Celeste, I'll answer you in a bit. It's a one-sided love between Lifa and Kirito. It has nothing to do with Sugua and Kirigaya Kazuto. So that's the first thing people need to understand. The two don't even know who they're talking with. And once they do know who they're talking to, their entire dynamic changes. Because Sugua has to now hold back, you know, forget about the past because it's happening the second time. And secondly, people, well, not just people, but the anime really tries to act like Kirito is like the main focus of the series when he isn't. Kirito was the main focus of the series back in Aincrad. He had his character development all the way back there, and every single story you find afterwards is not a directly Kirito story. Kirito acts more like a side character there, you know, to keep the overarching arc going, while the individual story is all about the, well, the side character of the story. It's like the roles are reversed in every single story for Kirito. He is the main character of the series, but he's more like the side character of individual arcs after Aincrad. And Fairy Dance is all about Sugua. If you try to look at it from a Kirito main perspective, you're gonna be disappointed because it's not even Kirito's story. It's more about an emotional journey for Sugua. And even not limited to Alfheim Online. Over on Phantom Bullet arc, you're gonna see Shinon is the main character. Kirito is just there to further the overarching narrative. Well, I'm mixing up the names now. Shinon is the main focus of the thing. That's why I don't do my Q&A streams live, because it's exhausting. Trying to read the chat, trying to devise answers, making sure everything is running smoothly. It's hard. And in Mother's Rosaria, Kirito is not even present except for 2 scenes, which one of those scenes is very, very cool, but yeah. Ordinal Scale is Kirito's story, but again, Ordinal Scale is anime original. Human Realm arc is Yu-Gi-Oh's story. War of Underworld is Alice's story and a bunch of other people's, because Reki just said fuck it and gave everyone a very extensive point of view. Yeah, if you're gonna go in with the mindset that Kirito is the main character, yes, he is the main character of the overall series, but not individual arcs, and yeah, that's gonna get people disappointed and cause people to not like a certain story. Don't you have a favorite song from the Sword Art Online official soundtrack? I do, I have plenty. Which one should I single out right now? Story of the Past, Ordinal Scale soundtrack. Should I read the progressive manga or the progressive light novels? That's a great question. How many languages do you speak anyway? That's gonna be 3. Turkish, German, and English. My German is the one I speak least fluently, let's say. But yeah, I still have my C1 certificate, so I'm pretty much fucking fluent at it. But yeah, let's answer that question. Oh wait, first I should answer Celeste. Berkuli or Shasta? I really don't want to answer. Can they have a baby, and can I pick that? I think that's the correct answer. Berkuli and Shasta should have a baby, and he is the best character ever. I'm gonna go with that answer. Oh, who has a birthday? Did I miss something in the chat? Happy birthday, Ryan! Welcome! Good to have you here. Mr. C1, yes, that's me. Oh my god, why am I getting still notifications from Quora? That's a terrible website. What was I supposed to answer? Should I read progressive manga or the progressive light novels? If you had asked me like half a year ago, I would say you can read both, but know that the progressive manga is more of a parody of the actual story than an adaptation of it. Progressive manga starts off really fun. It's a good manga. I'm not gonna say it's a bad manga. It's really fun, it's really lighthearted, it's very comedic in tone. And the characters feel like not the characters you know from the main series, because the mangaka approached it quite a lot of differently. My English is failing me again. How long have I been streaming? It hasn't been long. Why am I suffering so much? Anyways, the manga, yeah, as I said, it goes more about the comedy route than drama or action. It has gorgeous art. It had gorgeous art, because we're talking about the previous manga. While light novels is more about the Sword Art Online, you know, Kirito is dealing with problems, Asuna is dealing with other problems, they find each other, Asuna sees something in Kirito, etc. The light novels are a great story in terms of progressive. The problem with manga is, a while ago, the original manga run ended, which progressive goes by individual arcs, so to say, when it comes to manga, so each arc is more or less a different adaptation. And the the current mangaka is... the current mangaka has questionable art choices, I should say. So yeah, it's not going all that great. But either way, I would suggest progressive light novels over manga anyway, so. Hasn't even been 2 hours yet. Yeah, add that to all the presentations I did the entire week. Do you believe there's a lack of character development from Kirito throughout the series like many people think? I do not, because I read the light novels where he, even in stories where he is not the focus of the narrative, he has a shit ton of character development. And either way, you know, if you live 2 fucking years in a death game, your character has developed in a certain way and established itself as such that in your future you won't have much place for development anyways. Your character has really established itself in that death game perspective. But yeah, even that causes a lot of problems for Kirito, and you see that in every single arc. I don't understand why even the anime onlys can say, oh, Kirito has no character development. It's always him trying to come to terms with his past because he had such a tragic adventure. I'd say that's quite a lot of character development if you ask me, but he has a whole lot more in Alicization as well. And now he's a vegetable because of that. So lesson learned, no more character development. What is your rank of your favorite Sword Art Online openings? If Ordinal Scale had an opening, that would be my favorite. I need to add that because I'm gonna talk about that again. Fanatio or Lipia? Fanatio, please. Should I even add these below? I don't think I'm gonna go through the video and add timestamps anyway, so screw that current question text. Let me change the picture to something that covers the entire page instead of having those bars. And then we'll continue answering questions. Oh yeah, let's have this. That's always nice. So, favorite openings. That's always a question, you know, one receives constantly. Where did my screen go? There we go. So, let's start by saying that I have a huge nostalgia bias for Crossing Field, the Aincrad opening. Why am I trying to grab things to play in my hand while I speak? That's really distracting me. I have a huge nostalgia bias for the Crossing Field Aincrad opening, so that's gonna be number 1 however much time passes. So that's not gonna change, but know that my choice is based on that nostalgia bias. Then I am gonna go with... I have to go with Resistor because that opening is a very distinct reference to one of the most memorable moments I have read in the entire Alicization novels. Resistor is a direct reference to when Kirito goes ahead and says, that's why resisting is the only reason I'm here right now. So yeah, that kind of ties together. One of my favorite moments becomes one of my favorite openings. So Resistor is definitely number 2. Adamas is gonna be number 3. If Ordinal Scale were to have an opening, I'm pretty sure that would be number 2 instead. War of Underworld opening, I am not a huge fan of. I don't like the music all that much. War of Underworld opening, resolution sounds like it's stuck between 2 different choices. Like the staff knew they can't go with a fully upbeat song because War of Underworld is very somber, but they were scared to go with an emotional song as well, which caused them to just steer in between constantly, where the song is not committing to either and it just ends up being bland. That's not something I like. Courage is a really good opening. I don't like the song all that much, but with the visuals, it's one of the best openings I have ever seen for SAO. Fairy Dance opening, who cares? Gangale Online opening, who cares? What else? Alicization Blading opening now, that's a fucking opening I love. Axel Wall vs Sword Art Online opening, that's pretty damn good, but yeah, then the entire CG budget for that game went into that opening, so it's not very surprising. I think that answers the question. If War of Underworld ending was an opening, I'm telling you, that would be my favorite opening, even topping the Crossing Field Aincrad opening. That ending is something else, and I really feel like that should have been the opening. Some people go ahead and say, and like, oh, the opening must hype people up for the series. The problem is, no, that is not true. The opening should reflect, should act as a, I don't want to say promotional material, but should summarize the entire narrative. And the ending of War of Underworld does that, while the opening of War of Underworld does not. Which one have you read, manga or the novels? Are you asking that to me or somebody else? Because somebody else did respond to you. But I have read the novels. I have read some of the progressive manga early on, but yeah, otherwise I'm not a huge fan of manga. I have read the Attack on Titan manga, and I regret that choice deeply because everything goes into shit, but I don't want to go into any spoilers. Where can I find that background picture? The one I have on right now, it's from SAO Alicization DLC 3, where Yujo is added as a character. It's, I believe this is his heroine event. Yes, Yujo does have a heroine event. I wish they adapted the progressive line also. I didn't have to read it. I really liked the Aincrad part and it was short. You mean like into anime? I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen eventually. Like Unitil Ring has a long time to still be completed, and A1 is gonna need something to adapt during that time. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be progressive. And people are gonna tell you, oh, it's a reboot, Sword Art Online is being rebooted. No, it isn't. That's not what progressive is. What story are you hoping to get adapted next? Moon Cradle, Progressive, Clover's Regret? Girls Ops. Bring it on. Favorite SAO ending? It's pretty clear, I just answered it. War of Underworld ending is my favorite ending by far. Shirushi is a good one that I really enjoy. It's similar to what War of Underworld ending does. Just commit to that sad feeling. Will there be another SAO movie in the future? Maybe, maybe not. That's really too vague to say because they have so many different potentials, you know? They can continue alternative Gangale Online, they can adapt other stuff like Girls Ops, Clover's Regret, Progressive, Moon Cradle, definitely getting adapted somewhere along the line. Now they have the Volume 22 Kiss and Fly, which is a compilation of all the side stories that were included with special Blu-ray editions over there in Japan. So those individual stories may get adapted one way or another. They have so many possibilities that I don't see them messing with the main canon timeline with yet another movie. Kirito said that the Integrity Knights started off as people who either won the swordsmanship tournament or broke the taboo index. So does that mean that others have broken the taboo index besides Alice? Now that makes me wish I hadn't deleted that text. Can I duplicate this? That would be so much easier. No, I can't. Okay, we're gonna create a new one. Because that question is something we're gonna talk about. There we go, pick that one. Text. Current question. This over here. Oh my god, that has shown up as a single line. That is not good. Add a small background. Make it slightly more visible. I definitely should have now deleted this. Width, make it 600 maybe. Height, 150 maybe. Yeah, that seems to work. That's a good question. I'm pretty sure I answered this somewhere along the line because I know it was causing confusions for a lot of people. The answer to that is no. other people have not broken the taboo index. I believe the anime skipped it. Don't quote me on this because I need to recheck if they mentioned it, really glossed over it slightly. But the light novels make it very clear that Quinella, Chudelkin, the senators... That's actually barely visible. Let me change the background picture. Okay, that is not covering the entire picture. Let me find something else. How about this? Oh, that's as good as it's gonna get. So, the thing is, Quinella, Chudelkin, the senators do have a way of seeing certain hidden stats available in Underworld. One of those hidden stats is the... what was it? The violation index. You can probably find a different translation depending on if you're following the fan translation or the Yan Press translation. I'm not sure which one I am using right now, I'm just using the term we're using at Wikia. The violation index is one of your personality traits that defines how much you're likely to break certain rules. That's what Quinella is monitoring, and for example, that's why Berkuli becomes the first Integrity Knight, because he is literally just about to venture outside. He's very adventurous. So the common theme you'll find within the Integrity Knights is that they're either minor criminals that did not breach the taboo index but breached some minor rules through circumvention, or just outright adventurous people who just want to do whatever the fuck they want to do. And that's what they track with the violation index, how likely they are to break the rules if the seal of the right eye were not to exist. And that's how they become Integrity Knights. SAO endings ranking. War of Underworld ending number 1, Shirushi number 2, and the rest is just number 3. They're more or less bland for me. I am not a huge fan of endings unless they really stand out. That would be my ranking. Which character do you like? Name 5 or 6 of them. Number 1 Kirito, number 2 Asuna, number 3 Yujiro, number 4 Klein, number 5... No, that's competition. I'm gonna go with Charlotte. But that's all good guys. God damn it. It's so hard to pick, like, even in top 3. If you want me to list a top 3, I will have like 7-8 people that I'm gonna try to fit into a top 3, so that's not gonna work. Like Shasta, Berkuli, I really can't throw people out. Quinella, Kayaba, the more I think, the more people just pop up in my head, so I'm not gonna answer that question extensively. Okay, I can answer that. Sure. By the way, if I'm missing any questions, please do understand. I'm kinda... The chat is moving slightly faster than I would have preferred, so that's kind of the reason I'm trying to answer everything I can. And we'll probably stop in like 20 minutes because speaking for longer periods of time is hard. Why did the author not reveal the other Integrity Knights in the books? Is Integrity Knight 10 in mobile game canon? So first off, the reason he didn't reveal them because the most likely, and this is not factual information by the way, this is just my assumption, is because creating more characters really dilutes your story, and that's probably what Reiki didn't want to do, just keep it contained to the characters on screen, and he just created reasons for other Integrity Knights to not be involved in the story at all, like them being in deep freeze, deep sleep. That's the main reason, because if you bring in more major characters, that's gonna really dilute your story. As things are over in Alicization books, it already has like a shit ton of different perspectives. Reiki really tries to... I'm actually gonna grab the books. In War of Underworld, Reiki really tries to give more depth to every single character there is, and that, with the characters we have right now, that already creates a huge shitstorm of perspective problems. It gives you a great idea of the entire community of these people, but it fucks up the entire narrative pace. So that's, the more people you bring in, the more difficult it becomes to control things, and the more of a clusterfuck it becomes, so more characters is really not that desirable. Is Integrity Knight Synthesis 10 Edith Synthesis 10 from Rising Steel canon? No, she is not canon, but she will appear in Alicization Licorice as well. There we go. Do you think Progressive can be the next SAO movie? No, I do not think Progressive can be the next SAO movie. It can be the next SAO adaptation. Because that's gonna take fucking long. It's already 6 volumes. Is Alicization Sword Art Online final season? No, it is not. There is a whole lot more stories afterwards. There's Unital Ring. Unital Ring is very likely to be the final story because that's what Reki Kawara hopes publicly, unless Miki convinces him otherwise again. But either way, there's still Progressive as well, Alternative Gun Gale Online, Axel World. I'm just gonna add that there to spice things up. Clover's Regret, Girls Ops. There is more than enough Sword Art Online content out there to make more anime seasons. Kirito get his right arm back. Dude, oh, not there, over here. Read that text over there. Right there. That's the answer to the question, does Kirito get his right arm back? Hey there, Richard, welcome. Rip Klein's screen time. Klein will have one of the best moments in Alicization. You will understand why he is one of my favorite characters despite having 0 screen time. I mean, it should have been fucking clear back in Aincrad ending when he doesn't accept Kirito's apologies and like really crushes his soul, so he doesn't go ahead and fight. That's like, he is the best guy there is. Like back in the first, I'm gonna change the picture now because it's taking too long. And I am not putting these pictures on auto loop because in the same folder there are so many spoiler pictures and I don't wanna accidentally show one of them. Just keeping things in my control. Do I not have a picture with Klein? I probably don't because that picture is spoilers, for fuck's sake. I need an Aincrad picture actually, because I'm gonna speak about Aincrad now. Before I find the picture, I'm gonna fucking forget the question I'm gonna answer. Let's put this up. This is good enough of a picture. I hope it's 1080p encode. There we go. I love that picture. So, if you watch back in... Okay. It's not a question, but I'm gonna add it here because it's relevant. So, Klein is one of the best characters, one of the most likable characters in Sword Art Online. And, well, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. We're gonna go back into Aincrad, episode 1. Kirito actively has to ditch Klein because he is... Well, Klein has a guild and Kirito does know they are not gonna survive if he himself needs to take care of 6 other people as opposed to 1. This crushes Kirito a huge deal, and Klein does recognize this and never puts it up to him ever in the entire story. He's always there to ensure Kirito doesn't put more weight onto himself, because he literally spent the first day teaching Klein how to, you know, play the game, and then he really wants to make sure to keep his only friend in the game with him, but he can't because 5 other people are coming, you know. That pain Klein actually sees. And in, what was it? I think it was the Sachi episode that they come across again out on the fields with Kirito grinding. Klein is really worried about Kirito in that specific moment because, well, if something goes wrong at that time and Kirito is grinding solo, well, that means Kirito is gonna die, and Klein really wants to help him, but he doesn't want to be helped. Then when the Santa, the Nicholas the Renegade, it's the same episode, it's the Sachi episode, Kirito there is ready to just assault Klein, kill Klein if necessary just to get that revival item in hopes of reviving Sachi. And Klein once again reads through Kirito and doesn't really challenge him, especially after the Dragon Knight Brigade comes up. Dragon Knight Brigade, am I saying this correct? I need to double check that. Dragon Knight's Brigade. Was that what I said earlier? I don't know. We're approaching the 1 hour mark, I'm getting tired. And Klein simply just decides to go against the entire... Dragon Knight's Brigade is one of the 2 major guilds at that time, by the way. Goes against an entire guild with his 6-man team just to ensure Kirito can go in and kill Nicholas the Renegade on his own. So things like that. And in the final episode, he does confront Kirito with the first day stuff. And it's just to hurt him so bad so it doesn't go into a fight with Kayaba. Klein is like that hot-headed guy that you never take serious, but he does the most amount of considerate things despite not showing it that way. I talk too much about Klein, but I hope you get where I'm coming from. Like, he's an underappreciated character and you will see more of him. Like, even in Ordinal Scale, he has one of the best scenes in the entire movie. He get his ass kicked, but... what sword skill do you like most in SAO universe? What was that? Nebular Empress? Back in Hollow Fragment? That shit is one hell of a skill. I just love it. Please don't ask spoiler questions. Yes. Do you think Papa Shigemura will be stuffed into the current War of Underworld arc? Nope, because I don't think he is on Ocean Turtle anymore. I would like if he was introduced in a way that makes sense. But yeah, I don't think he will. What are my thoughts on Sanya in Integral Factor? She's annoying. That's my opinion on Sanya. She's too annoying. But to a certain extent, I do understand where she's coming from. Klein is an absolute Chad. Yes, yes he is. Yeah, Klein is great, but damn, he's underused. Come on, Reki, give us more Klein. I'm pretty sure Reki went on record at a certain point saying he doesn't enjoy writing male characters because he simply can't. He doesn't know how to write. Again, please do make research. Don't trust that knowledge, because I am not sure myself where he said it or in what way he said it. But yeah, I do remember him saying something similar. Where are you from? Your accent sounds very familiar. I am from Turkey, living in Austria. Yeah. What am I studying? Wirtschaftswissenschaften. Wait, that's fucking German. Business and economics. Do you know if there's any truth to the live-action SAO? Yes, that is true. We just don't know anything about it. I think... What was it? The last I heard was more than half a year ago. Netflix reacquired the rights or something. I don't know, it's a mess, it has no publicity at all at the moment, but yes, there is a lot of truth to it. Someone has the live action license, but that's all we have. Klein is older than Kirito and friends, he also got his own guild, so it's kinda normal. Yes, that is true. Oh, it's Pedram, of course it's true. He read the mouth. Do you play League of Legends? No, I do not. Why is Kirito so powerful? So he can block attacks with his mind but struggle with Quinella? Just asking because they reintroduced willpower in episode 5. Yes, I shall answer that, so let me add that question. And let me change the picture into something very fitting to that question. Was that spoilers that you deleted? Oh no, that's been asked before and I answered that already, that I am not gonna answer. Okay, so regarding this mental shenanigans scene, it's bullshit. It's more likely that Berkuli was just making stuff up because he's drunk or something, but that is not the case because novels have it the exact same way. It's more like Reki was drunk at that moment and needed a justification to remind you of incarnation because of the scene that follows afterwards. Thank you for the follow, Doa. Thank you. I don't know where you managed to follow, but you have followed somewhere. Probably on Mixer or Twitch. So yeah, the scene is bullshit, but it is there for a reason. It's there to reacquaint you with the idea of incarnation and how it works, so you don't think the next scene Alice is trying to kiss Kirito, because she isn't. She's trying to do exactly what Berkuli did here. She's just not as skilled in terms of incarnation. But if you ask me, yes, this scene is absolutely stupid. It makes very little sense. And Reki was drunk. But the thing is, Kirito is not Jesus-kun. I completely refuse that statement. If anything, he is... how to put it? He is being saved by actual Jesus-kuns. Well, he's a fucking pleb. While other people die for his sins. Back in Aincrad, Asuna died for him. Kayaba... yeah, it was Kayaba who saved him in Fairy Dance. Then in Phantom Bullet, it was Shinon who saved him, more or less. Well, let's give credit where credit's due. Kirito actually did more stuff in Phantom Bullet than he usually does, but he's still mostly saved by Shinon. Over in Ordinal Scale, he is once again saved by a bunch of people and an army. In Human Realm Arc, am I gonna count now? Carnel dies, Charlotte dies, Yu-Gi-Oh dies, Alice Tsuberg version dies. Everybody dies just so Kirito can survive, and even then he's a fucking retard who fries his own brain because he's regretting all the people that died for him. It's other people who save Kirito, it's not Kirito being Jesus-kun. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that explains things. But yes, what Pedram says is also correct. Berkuli's mental attack is just... it's like a minor fart in the wind. What's my opinion on SAO Abridged? I think it's hilarious. When I first watched it, I thought the same as well. The problem is... there's only so many times... I actually got things to say about Abridged. Let me put that question as a question. I meant, stop YouTube chat, stop moving. Okay, let's put this over here. Change the picture to something else. Oh my god, I have so many fake pictures here right now for my FGO opinion stuff. What can I even use for this? I don't have anything to use. Just find a nice picture, I guess. Ah, this one works. This one's cute. There we go. So, my opinion on Abridged. I watched it when I think the first 5 episodes were released or something. Quite early on I started it. And the first 3-4 episodes, it was fun, you know, it was fresh, it was something different. But as time went on, I felt like they were just repeating the same jokes already. You know, I can watch something only for so long where the characters don't change at all. There's Kirito is a dick, Asuna is a dick, Sugoi is a dick, everybody is a fucking dick, and it gets boring after a while. They keep... why is that FGO music is being repeated in the back? That's because I don't want to play different musics and curate them and then get copyright claimed for playing songs, so I put that on a loop. But yeah, there's only so many times I can watch something and laugh when it's always the same thing. Like the entire Aincrad arc, they finished it and they keep going with the exact same jokes. when they started Fairy Dance. And I feel like it's reaching a point where it's becoming more idiotic than funny. And then, on a completely separate aspect, there's the fact that it has such a terribly toxic community. I haven't seen more idiots combined in the same place, except for some other YouTube channels. And that's really a shame. You know, they're doing, I don't want to say something great, but they are doing their own artistic creation, let's put it that way. And it's sad that the entire community that banded around that artistic vision is just a bunch of idiots. It's a shame, you know. If you wanna watch an abridged series, go check Little Kuribo. He has a huge, like 80 plus episodes of an abridged series of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! It's really nice. He also does use the same jokes, but it's more like he uses overall concepts that he writes more jokes on. And I don't know if I'm putting the difference clearly, but like, when I watched SAO Abridged, the joke is that Sugue is a dick. It's not what she says, it's the fact that she is a dick. And it gets old because she's constantly a dick. Over on Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged by Little Kuribo, characters do have traits. Kayaba is a dick, yes. But the jokes he does, the punchline is not the fact that Kayaba is a dick, it's the fact that he is saying something genuinely funny at that moment. He's funny whether he's a dick, he's funny whether he's not being a dick, he's funny no matter how many times he repeats "shut up Mokuba," because every single time he says "shut up Mokuba," it has a different context attached to it, etc. It needs that kind of creativity to keep things going, and if you manage to keep it going for 80 episodes, yes, you are doing something correct. Okay, next question. I think that covers the abridged stuff extensively. What are your thoughts on Koharu? He's just a cinnamon roll, cinnamon bun. Koharu is great. Isn't the willpower just incarnation? No, incarnation cannot be simplified into willpower. I do have an entire video about what incarnation is. It's more hardware related than what you know as willpower. It's much more intricate than that. I recommend searching for what is incarnation on my channel and watching that video. Nope, live action SAO did not receive a cancellation. It changed hands at a certain point, but it was never cancelled. Willpower was never the theme of SAO actually, so no, that is not correct. Nope, Scrambled is not a wiki member. I know he used incarnation in GGO while fighting Deathgun. The parts about Fairy Dance and Gun Gale Online are kinda sketchy, because no information of incarnation exists in the light novels for those stories. It was anime's choice to put that in. It doesn't contradict anything in the light novels, but it doesn't exist in the light novels either, so that's more of an artistic choice. And then again, don't call anything prior to Alicization incarnation per se. It's more of a I specifically call it proto-incarnation, and no specific term exists for it. It's not exactly incarnation, because incarnation is only possible with the main visualizer of Underworld, going in with the code base and reading your memories, etc. The previous devices like Nerve Gear and what was the other one, Atmosphere, are not capable of reading your memories, so incarnation is thus not possible at all. In Ordinal Scale is an anime original concept obviously, so there are no light novels to back it up, but in Ordinal Scale, Ogma actually does scan your memories, so some sort of incarnation is possible there, and that's why you see things like Mother's Rosario being used by Asuna. I got things to say about that as well, but if I go, I'll go on a huge tangent, so I'll stop that there. You said you look like Klein. You know what? You look like him. I really don't, but want me to, I'm pretty sure I can. Need slightly longer hair, but and a little bit messier hair, I guess. Okay, I'm Klein now, who just got his ass kicked by AG in ordinal scale. That's who I am. Let's go. It's the other side because I had this mirrored. Yeah, I look absolutely retarded. We're keeping this. Yeah, no need to thank me for answering the questions, mate. That's what I do here. Okay, let's go through the things again. I thought you were gonna be an Indian guy. I'm not Indian, mate. I specifically hate spicy food, let me add that. Does Yuki will be there in the next episodes? I am not gonna answer because... God damn it, why is my thing mirrored? Read that. That is your answer. That's the answer to your question. Oh, Sugua is also a dick in Abridged. Oh yeah, Little Kuribo is absolutely amazing. And yeah, it's really a shame that he's having a hard time. I'm pretty sure he is gonna continue anyways, once he recovers again. Hopefully he recovers fast. But yeah, I can't say anything. He knows exactly what he did wrong. He pledges to being better. And, well, everyone has their problems, and knowing from my problems, only the person who's having the problems can solve it. So that's all up to him, and I hope, I wish the best for him. I have a question you probably answered already. What do you think of the bad aura towards SAO? Do you think people take the hate too seriously? It's funny you should mention that, because... Okay, let me add that there. Yeah, that's a simple question. SAO hate, what do you think about it? So first off, SAO hate pretty much at an all-time low, let's say. It's not gone, but it's at an all-time low because people who are watching creators like Mother's Basement, Digibro, I don't really trust them anymore for a reason. And well, the hate train, people got tired of it anyways. The problem at the moment is it's not the blind haters, it's the blind fans, as I like to call it, because it's the other side of the spectrum. It's those people, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's the younger part of the audience, like definitely 13 and below, who watched Aincrad, who watched Fairy Dance, who watched Phantom Bullets, and think that Kirito is like a shonen protagonist, the constant power creep, he's the best at everything, he never dies, etc. Those blind fans are the ones hating on SAO right now. They are the ones who keep claiming Alicization is absolutely shit, they don't like it, it's too boring, nothing is happening, Kirito is now dead. Those people are the ones hating on Alicization right now, which I find hilarious, because they are the blind fans, and yeah. Just like being a blind hater hurts a series, being a blind fan hurts the series just as equally, because looking from an objective standpoint, hey, this hater is saying something retarded, and this blind fan who's trying to answer him is also saying something retarded. And that doesn't solve any of the issues. If someone has, even if he's being a hater, you know, if someone has a criticism, you should approach that criticism and actually provide proper information. I think that's the best way I can put it. Anything else I say can be taken wrong. But if someone has criticism, you need to provide information, or just say, yeah, that was stupid as well. You shouldn't go ahead and say, oh, you're an idiot, you don't know anything, you haven't even read the light novels, blah, 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 blah. Once you say that, you just be toxic yourself, and it just steamrolls into more problems. That's my take on SAO hate. That's not really my take on SAO hate, because I went off on a tangent, but... I hope people understood what I was saying. Screw the rules best line, yeah, definitely. That abridged has plenty of best lines, to be honest. Okay, this really looks bad when I don't have properly hard... My hair is really soft. It's not even wavy, it's just really soft, so it instantly goes down and I can't make it stand up in any way, shape or form. Yeah, well, that looks stupid. Oh, the chat jumped up again. Is progressive better than Aincrad arc? I wouldn't say it's... That's actually a good question, goddamn. Okay, eventually I need to stop this live stream because we've been going for a while now. By the way, if you want to support the channel, you can use Super Chat down there or become a channel member and stuff. Because when you're streaming, you need to mention these kinds of things so people actually join up. So, in my opinion, is progressive better than Aincrad arc? My answer is they serve completely different purposes. The original Aincrad arc, the volume 1, is designed as a very isolated story, you know? It barely has flashbacks, it is very short, it's only the final couple of days of Aincrad. It's just there to give you a taste of this entire adventure. Whereas progressive is actually there to build that adventure up properly, you know, as a full-blown story. I wouldn't say the original Aincrad arc was I don't say it wasn't a story, but it wasn't a fully realized idea. It was just a proof of concept. That's what the original Aincrad arc was, and progressive is not better by any means because it is doing an absolutely different thing. It's not trying to be a proof of concept, it's trying to be a complete product there in terms of narrative. And it's also not limited to specific word counts that Reki has to chop off half of the story and add somewhere else. Can I change the picture into something else? Oh yeah, I can change it to this. Okay, let's see, what other questions do we have? Ogma is like STL. It is similar, but it's not exactly the same. The STL is much more complicated. You should dress as Klein for a Halloween. Dude, I have a Kirito costume that I wore twice, like 4 and 5 years ago on Halloween, but for the past 3 years I haven't been able to participate in Halloween. When there's Halloween I usually like to go to Vienna because Innsbruck is such a small town and most of my friends are in Vienna, but for the past 3 years Halloween was... It always comes across a weekday, so I can't go to Vienna, I can't dress up. But eventually I'll get a Klein costume. Eventually. I got other stuff planned for now. Will you pre-order SAO Licorice? My plan for SAO Licorice is just pre-ordering the collector's edition, just like every other thing I had. With my non-existent money, I got both the SAO Alicization Collector's Edition and, oh, that's the back side of it, the Fatal Bullet Collector's Edition. And yes, again, with my non-existent money, I will get that Licorice Collector's Edition pre-order as well once it's available. But you can make that painful decision hurt less by becoming a channel member or using the super chat down there. I think there's a new feature like super stickers or something that you put stuff. I have no idea what super stickers is. So I am excited if someone decides to use one of those so I can see what they are. YouTube is really trying to hype those up, but I have no clue. Which villain is the best, Quinella or Gabrielle? Okay. Okay, there we go. We have the question where I can easily shit on Gabrielle. And it's not Gabriel, mind you, because kana is very specific. The Japanese kana that they use for Gabriel is very specifically Gabriel. It puts the pronunciation there. They could have said Gabriel, but they didn't, so it's Gabriel. That's very important information. You can die without that information. That's why I talk so much about it. So, which villain is the best, Quinella or Gabriel? First off, Gabriel is a shit villain. Quinella is a great villain. Let's not get caught over about the fact that Quinella fights entirely naked for about 4 or 5 episodes, while Gabriel is very intimidating. Like, Quinella has a legitimate reasoning behind what she does. In fact, Quinella is very much like Kikoka over there in real world. She knows the world is completely virtual. She knows the world is completely meaningless. So she is trying to claim legitimacy of her existence by reaching the real world instead. And she does sees other floodlights as just tools. And mind you, that's exactly what Kikoka thinks as well. These are tools in his experiment. So the Quinella technically is not doing anything. Well, we can argue if it's ethically wrong or not, as to discussions of AI, but that's an entirely different topic. And Quinella is the one person who can actually make Kirito shut the fuck up in the case of a discussion. If you watch right before they start clashing, I think it's episode 22, where even Alice speaks to Quinella in a peaceful manner. What Quinella says is, she's speaking to Kirito, of course, asking if he really can understand how she's feeling, and asks if Kirito is just as much at the mercy of a god from above as she is in this world, and that's why she's trying to claim legitimacy to her existence. So in that sense, she absolutely makes sense without hurting anything in real life either. So yeah, that's why I really like Quinella. He makes Kirito shut up. As for Gabriel, he's just the best at everything, golden child, sociopath that does whatever the plot needs him to do, and that's why he's a shit villain right out of an average shonen tier series. Let's put it that way. But yeah, then there is Kayaba, who is not even a villain, that is above everything else. Oh my god, the chat jumped again. Where was I? Oh my god, there are so many questions. I'm not even gonna add slow chat. That's not gonna help anything. It's just so many people. Thank you for watching, by the way. I'm trying to get to all questions I can. But eventually, somewhere along the line, I will have to stop. I know Kirito treats AI and virtual world as real, but do you think Kirito still has a distinguishing line of what's true reality versus artificial? I don't think he does. That's one of the most important things he learned while playing Aincrad. A lot of people learned that back in Aincrad. I would imagine, because it's not stated in the novels, whoever you ask that survived Aincrad, a majority of them will definitely answer that virtual world is just as real as the real one. Because, you know, you live 2 years in that world and do everything, the adventures, the feelings, the emotions, the experiences, etc. The reality is what... this is gonna be fucking philosophical, so buckle up. What's real is what a human perceives. The medium, whether it's real world or some other world, doesn't matter. What I do on Destiny with my friends, with Scrambled, with my old raid team, all those adventures, all that fun I had, all those chats, they're all real to me, despite the fact that it's happening right there inside my PlayStation. that's just a game, but it's part of my life. It's what I perceive, and that's what's real. And I would imagine a majority of the SAO survivors would have a similar answer to that, because that's what they lived. Digibro even admitted he messed up with his first SAO review video, and he reviewed after watching it once without much attention. I love those kinds of apologies, because you just put out a minor apology out there, mention it here and there somewhere, but then keep that video still up because you know it's still making money for you. Like, when I revisit Hollow Fragment, and if I were to make a new review, I would just delete the old one. Because yes, my Hollow Fragment review is my opinions, it's genuine opinions. After 5 years, I kind of feel different about that game. It's quite dated, and I wouldn't... Okay, someone got just banned, I think. Scrambled, please do let me know what happened there. So I'm too far behind in the chat, so I can't really attend to. But what was I saying? Yeah, anyways, if you think you made a mistake, you try your best fixing that mistake, and not keeping that mistake up for public exposure is part of that. It's not even changing opinions over time, it's an actual mistake. I hope what I'm saying is clear. I'm kind of tired, so I can't formulate sentences properly. But I'm pretty sure someone is out there understanding me. What's my opinion on Crossing Void, and will you put future content? Yes, I will. And my opinions have changed, I don't say drastically, but a little bit since the closed beta, because I'm much further into the game. In closed beta, I was really playing the early game. Now I'm like level 40 plus and doing the end game, constantly running out of energy. So my opinions have changed a little over Crossing Void. But I will talk about that in a specific video. If I try to talk about it here, that's going to be too long, and I would rather have that proper review structure that I have in my videos without rambling like this. 3 hours live stream? No, that is not gonna happen. Will SAO Alternative have a season 2? It's very likely that it'll have a season 2 after War of Underworld ends eventually, because there is enough content in Alternative GGO to make another season. I think it's like the first season covered volumes 1 to 3. I think AGGO volume 9, was that the final one released? I'm not up to the Japanese release with Alternative GGO, so don't take my word for granted here, but it has at least 4 or 5 volumes available to turn it into anime. So that's very likely. Kirito for Halloween? Come on, you're supposed to go as something scary. Next time I'm gonna be a Hive Knight from Destiny. Oh yeah, that's a warranted chat. Ban, not chat. What's inside the collect? You mean like the collector's edition stuff? What should I do? Yeah, these are little nice stuff. I like this. But yeah, those are not the collector's edition benefits. Give it a second, it's very crowded up here. But this was the Fatal Bullet Kirito. Fatal Bullet Collector's Edition. This is the Hollow Realization Collector's Edition Asuna. I need to wipe the dust. Innsbruck is dusty. Huh. That's another nice teaser in there. That's the Hollow Realization Collector's Edition Kirito. I'm pretty sure the Asuna and Kirito you can get separately through somewhere else. They are not specifically limited to the SAO Alicization Collector's Edition, it was just one of the bonuses. And the Fatal Wood Shinon, if I can take it out without breaking other stuff up here. And that's the Fatal Wood Shinon. Now how am I gonna put these back up there? No clue. Why are you guys making me do this? This is really too troublesome. Let's see. There. This fallout I got from Fate. Oh my god, why is Innsbruck so dust? Jesus Christ. And Ronnie and Teaser can. There we go. What's your favorite season? Aincrad and then the Human Realm arc. But I do have a huge nostalgia bias for Aincrad in general. Every single favorite question will be answered with Aincrad first. Favorite SAO song? That was asked before. Story of the Past, Ordinal Scale soundtrack. Do you know that Tokyo Ghoul game was released today? I do not know, I do not care. I found Tokyo Ghoul to be stupid. Like, I need a character that I can relate to, in a sense. Kaneki was one of those characters where I always, in every single decision Kaneki makes, I kept asking, why the fuck are you doing that? Like, the character that I follow in an anime should be following a base minimum requirement of logic, you know? I don't care if it's a fantasy anime or something else, something fictional, etc. There needs to be a baseline logic that a character follows, otherwise I find it retarded. The plan for this stream was to actually play Crossing Void in the background, but I decided against it because I haven't streamed in a long time, so I'm kinda rusty. As you have realized, I am very late on chat in general, so I didn't want to give myself more distractions by playing the game in the background. Which Kirito costume do you like the most? Ordinal Scale. Oh yeah, Streamlabs donation works as well. I think I have it in the description or something, so yes, that should work. Do you know Undertale? I know Undertale, but I have never played it and I am not familiar with it at all. So yeah, I think we're done with the questions right now. I'll just wait a little more to see if more questions come, but I'd rather start wrapping up the streams. Is there any news about Blading release date? No, other than the placeholder December release date that we still don't have it. But we know it's gonna be at the latest in December because that's what the developers have said. They're trying to publish it earlier, but haven't promised anything. And what they said was, we're gonna try publishing before December, but worst case it's gonna be December. That's what they said. Yes, I am reading the chat. Do you like games? I do like games. Easy questions. I have a gaming channel. No worries, not everyone has perfect English. I don't have perfect English, especially after speaking for 1.5 hours. If yes, which game do you like most? is that SAO specific or just game in general? Because that's gonna be Destiny. Do you think Yu-Gi-Oh is best boy or Klein? Klein is best bro, Yu-Gi-Oh is best cinnamon bun. That's the answer. I watched Axel World, but I haven't started reading it yet. I actually have it here. I have such a backlog of novels right now. But yes, I'm eventually gonna start reading Axel World as well. It's here. I'm gonna start from the beginning as well, not where the anime left off. But there's also another story by Reki. So if anyone's interested in Reki's writing and stuff, you may want to try Isolator. I have heard good things about it. I have not tried it myself yet. But yeah, the more you know. Licorice has no release date. Do you think it's a good idea to make War of Underworld a split core? Yes, from what we have seen back in the Human Realm arc. Yes, it is a good decision to make it a split core, so the production can actually recover some freshness, let's say. Let's change that picture to something sadder. I cannot because my PC is lagging. Let me turn off some pictures. That should make things easier. Okay, can the naked Yu-Gi-Oh come up on the screen? There we go. Oh, it's a small screenshot. Can I make it bigger? There we go. Naked Yu-Gi-Oh, everyone. It's all about the fan service. Oh, we sing stuff when I do Sonic streams, so you gotta wait for that. What do you hated the most in Season 3 Alicization? Anime original ALO scenes. That's what I hated the most. Hey there, Mexican friend. Cinnamon bun is... It's used for like the kind as fuck characters. The most selfless, kindest person to the outside. If SAO ends, will you move on to Axel World or Alternative GGO? My plan is actually... I have so much plans that I can never realize them properly on my channel. The intention when there is no SAO anime content is to cover the obscure stories of Sword Art Online. During the summer, for example, I wanted to cover Hopeful Chant and Cordial Chords, the Ordinal Scale prologue and epilogue stories, which I didn't. So yeah, that's the main plan. Before moving on to other series, I really want to have a good encyclopedia available on my channel for Sword Art Online content. There's just so many stories out there the anime doesn't cover, the anime skips, etc. And I want to cover those first. People don't have so much interest for those because they are side stories, but also they're part of the narrative. So yeah, that's the plan. First move on to side stories, then do other relevant content. I can move over to Axel World eventually once I finished reading Unital Ring, which is not gonna happen in the next 5 years, obviously. And well, I am doing nice stuff with Fate Grand Order, Babylonia anime. In my opinion, it's never on time, but yeah, I enjoy covering Fate Grand Order. Ready for tomorrow? Yes, ready as I'll ever be. How much do I dislike Foxen? Of course, that question is eventually gonna come up. I don't know Foxen personally. I cannot make a personal statement on Foxen personally, because I don't know him personally. As you can imagine, there is nothing personal between me and Foxen. The problem is, I do have a severe distaste with people who exploit certain things, let's put it that way. Sure, providing clickbait is... Clickbait has an unnecessarily negative connotation attached. On YouTube, you need to have an interesting thumbnail, that's part of the clickbait. But there are certain limits. It's more of a gray line, it depends on your personal values, etc. In my opinion, Foxen is just really taking advantage of controversial stuff to lure people in without actually delivering on those controversies with an educated opinion. Sure, he says the correct thing once or twice. Someone has told me that he did clarify Alice and Kirito. Alice does not love Kirito or wasn't going for the kiss, and I really appreciate him for that, because he has such a huge audience that he can reach a whole lot more people than I can with the correct information. The problem begins when you don't do that and act like you're an information channel. Like his opening explained videos, I'm gonna be blunt, they are 80% ass pulls, because I specifically have enough evidence to claim that he just read our Wikia articles for certain opening explains, and even then he came to the wrong conclusions because our Wikia articles don't have that specific information. For example, there are other stuff completely unrelated, like if you search on Attack on Titan Wikia, you will see people complaining that they have been spoiled by Foxen because he adds major spoilers in his titles, descriptions, on thumbnails, which is something you should never do on YouTube. I mean, even when I make a video about, or not even a video, when I make a community post about the upcoming Sword Art Online Light Novels, for example, if you check my community stream, I made a post about Volume 17 that has 2 major spoiler characters on the cover. And if I post that cover, people will be spoiled regarding those characters. So I blurred out the characters and posted on YouTube community that way, just to not spoil people. Like, because if you push something on YouTube, YouTube is gonna push to other people that may not really want that, because YouTube thinks, hey, this is Sword Art Online, maybe this Sword Art Online person will like that. YouTube doesn't think, oh, this is future content of the anime and this person is an anime only viewer. YouTube doesn't know that. And then once you put spoilers on thumbnails, on pictures, etc., you spoil a whole lot of people. And that's why if you go over to Attack on Titan stuff, Foxen is very knowledgeable about Attack on Titan. I mean, knowledgeable I cannot check because I am not that knowledgeable, but I know for a fact he covers the manga releases, let's put it that way, so he has a lot of knowledge. He is knowledgeable, let's not go around it. And he does a lot of Attack on Titan manga content, but then he uses very spoiler context heavy stuff on his thumbnails, and then Attack on Titan fans get spoiled. And yeah, just search on the Attack on Titan Reddit. I don't want to talk more about that topic. I feel like I've been specific enough despite I'm in a rambling situation right now. It's been, oh my god, 1 hour and 40 minutes, yes. Do you think Kirito will be normal again? I left an interesting comment in episode 5 explained. I'll check that out once I have time after this stream. I have questions about the characters of the Dark Territory. You can ask, as long as it's not a spoiler question or something that involves a spoiler answer, I will answer them. Hey there Atta, welcome, thank you very much for the good stream wishes. What's your favorite knight except Alice? Even including Alice, Alice is not my favorite knight, let's start with that. Favorite knight, Shaita the Silent. Second favorite knight, Berkuli. Third favorite knight, Renly. Fourth favorite knight, I'm gonna say Eldri. Because, yeah, the cutie boy is fun. Favorite enhanced armament, oh my god, that's way too specific. And I cannot answer that with because it entails spoilers. A lot of the perfect weapon control steps you haven't seen yet. Some of them we don't even know because they don't get mentioned in the novels, etc. That would be a spoiler answer, so let's skip that question. Do you think SAO will end on the year it all started? No, SAO will end when the hype around it dies. Whenever that is, I do not know. I like how Alice's pride as a knight is always misunderstood as affection. Oh yeah, that's entirely true. But I'll talk more about that in 3 or 4 episodes. I will be very thorough with that. Yes. I am not gonna finish that sentence. But we'll talk about that really soon in Alicization Explained, don't worry. 5 years, isn't it 2 years? Unital Ring should be translated in 2021-22. Yeah, Unital Ring 1 will be translated by then. It won't be further away. The problem is Reki pushes 1 Unital Ring volume per year back in Japan. It's not like Japan has Unital Ring finished. Like the second volume of Unital Ring is being published in December, in a month in Japan. And we don't know how long Unital Ring is gonna be. So Unital Ring is not gonna be over in the next 5 years, very likely. And we won't get an anime in the next 5 years regarding Unital Ring anyways. Lycans are ogres, why? Ask Reki. I'm not the subject of that question. Bro, what the hell, don't mention that here. What did I mention? I did not mention any spoilers. I didn't understand why they decided to destroy the separation between Dark Territory and the Human Territory. You should watch episode 6 of the Human Realm arc. Kikoka explains extensively why they destroyed the separation between. Please don't try to guess what the next episode is gonna entail. I'm on camera. I'm gonna react to what you have written, and you're gonna get some sort of a context from it. So don't try to guess the next episode when I'm on camera. I really don't want people getting spoiled. No worries, man. Watching is enough, because there are ads in the live stream, which I have just added because you have reminded me after me forgetting about the fact that ads exist for about 40 minutes, I think. But if you really want to support the channel, use the super chat or become a channel member. Also, channel members get special discounts for channel merch stuff that I should probably create more channel merch really soon. It's been a while I refreshed that. What? Alice is not in the list of best integrity knights? Yes, she isn't, because she loves going into pissing contests where she doesn't belong. In Japan, Alice vote is first. That's mainly because the main character of a current arc is always in first place. You need to let that hype sink a little to get a clear idea of people's opinions. The hype always affects you to bring certain characters upwards. Oh my god, I was reading that question as Hollow Realization arc, and I was like, there was no kernel in Hollow Realization, and then I realized that's Human Realm. Sorry, HR is always tied to Hollow Realization in my mind. Yeah, Cardinal was sad, but Cardinal knew what was gonna happen. I'm more sad about Charlotte, to be honest. She just wanted to help, and she did, and she died happily. But yeah, it was really bittersweet. Isn't the day before getting the... It's part of Kiss and Fly? Since it's getting adapted, getting put into the Kiss and Fly, I probably won't cover the day before. I'll just wait in hopes of anime eventually adapting it because it's a main volume. But yeah, things like Hopeful Chant, Cordial Chords, I really want to cover those on my channel. Do you think War of Underworld will have more sexual scenes? I hate that. It depends on how you define sexual, because what's gonna happen has nothing to do with sexual stuff. Yeah, as long as I can steer away from the spoiler context stuff, I'm pretty sure I can answer basic questions like that. SAO Licorice, I can't wait. Yes, I can't wait either. I feel like, especially for the Human Realm arc, the non-canon game is gonna adapt things more faithfully than the canon anime. Kinda sad. Will there be any more Integral Factor episodes soon? I've been out of the Integral Factor scene for quite a long time. If there is new content, I will eventually adapt it. I have no intention to not continue. It's just that I am way too busy and my interest... Oh my god, I keep clicking my mouse right next to my microphone. That must have been annoying, my bad. And there's more content, yes, I will cover it. It's not the center of my interest right now, let's put it that way. There's the anime, the light novels I need to read. There's too much university stuff going on. Barely have time for Integral Factor. Which version of Kirito is your favorite? Human Realm arc. I mean, I believe that question is more about the mentality aspect rather than the outfit, so yeah, it's gonna be Human Realm. If it's all about the outfits, I'm gonna go with Ordinal Scale. Take care, Marika. Thank you. When will the next stream be? I don't know. People seem to enjoy the Q&A live streams, so maybe every other week we can make the Q&A a live stream. Because I want to have spoiler sections as well. I know people do have spoiler questions, and I can't answer those in a live stream, you know, to keep people safe. But yeah, maybe every other week. So 1 week Q&A with no spoiler questions, 1 week regular Q&A including spoiler questions. Let's change the picture actually, this has been up for quite a long time now. Yeah, exactly, that Fanatio scene with Alice is so great because it really sets that proud knight behavior of hers. And that's a really key aspect of hers that a lot of people, even those who read the light novels with extensive inner monologues, keep glossing over. That's like the pissing contest aspect of Alice is something you need to keep in mind for future. Alice may be the most popular character, but let's not forget Yu-Gi-Oh was number 1, dude. Yep. The main character of an arc is always gonna be number 1. Why does LG hate Kirito or dislike Kirito? Did Berkuli... Oh, you should watch my Alicization Explained for War of Underworld episode 1. Yes, Berkuli barely told the knights anything. And I was much more detailed about that in the Explained, so I won't go into that here. What do you think about Alice and Kirito ship? It's a sinking ship, man. That's what it is. Take care, Maud. Take care. Oh, when memory defrag explains situations better than the anime. You know you fucked up somewhere when the fucking memory defrag of all things explained it better. Jesus. Do you read about histories about Alice Kirito lovers? I don't know what that question means. But no, I don't want to read anything about Alice and Kirito lovers because that's not something that exists. Alice does not love Kirito. Honest opinion about Kirio's ship? I generally don't have opinions about ships. Like, I'm here to read Reki's story and that's it. That's why I don't have opinions on ships. I want to enjoy the story as is. Are you gonna use Google Stadia? Nope. Nope. I'm a student who is trying to save enough money to keep being a student. My anime list says that War of Underworld will have 12 episodes. Don't trust my anime list for your stuff. War of Underworld is gonna have 23 episodes. In total, Alicization will have 47 episodes. After episode 12, we're gonna have a break and then 11 more episodes. That is confirmed stuff. The reason why my anime list has that is either because they're incompetent, I wouldn't be surprised if they are, or the more likely reason is that they're, what do you call it, the infrastructure is that they need to separate every single time there's a break. So it looks like War of Underworld has 12 episodes. It's not. War of Underworld is already Alicization Part 2. So this entire 47 episodes is Season 3. It's just Part 2 of Season 3. Don't trust my anime list or random news outlets. How do you go past volume 17? Fan translations are already up to volume 18. There are machine translations of 19 and 20 Moon Cradle, which I do not recommend. And yeah, I am part of the Wikia. I know a whole lot more than what the translated stuff currently covers. I think I'm now officially Klein. Okay then. Usual regular Q&A and livestream Q&A are both so good, thanks. Well, the livestream Q&A is taking as long as it's taking me to edit the videos, so I don't see a difference. Thank you for the kind words, thank you. Why do you love Klein? Watch Ordinal Scale, watch Einkrad, wait a couple more episodes of War of Underworld. Klein is great. Is it me, or I think that War of Underworld is the saddest season of SAO? It's the most blunt season, I would say. Saddest, that's more subjective. As a Mother's Rosario is fucking sad, Ordinal Scale is sad, Einkrad is sad, everything is sad. Ricky wants us to suffer. Why you do this, Ricky? Well, you got the correct info. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you said you got the info from Memory Defrag, and based on what I saw of your explanation, you got more information than what people got from the anime. So, props to Memory Defrag. Hey, how's your day? I'm tired, my day is over, it's 9 PM. And the live stream is almost 2 hours. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up at 2 hours, so if you have final questions, do ask them. Did you read volume 17 yet? No, I have not read it yet. It's right here in my backlog of things to do when university... Oh, I can't show it to you because of spoilers, of course. But yeah, I already know the exact events, what are gonna happen, in what way they're gonna happen. I'm just gonna read it for shits and giggles, I guess. Parts of being a Wikia member. You know everything because before the translations even arrive. Ooh, Yuki doesn't... Yuki is just... In this screenshot, Yuki is going crazy that she is not allowed to fight because she's trying to be a buffer or healer, one of the two. It's one of the Hollow Realization events. It's a nice event. I recommend you watch them out. What's a good site for anime info? So that's actually a great question. To get the best info on an anime, you should find communities that focus on that specific anime. Do not go for general news thingies. What do they call it? What do you call places that bring different kinds of contents together? I want to say collaborator, but that's not the word I'm looking for. It's also wrong. Like, you shouldn't follow specific anime news on general anime websites. What you should do is find specific communities for that specific anime. For example, if you want to watch Attack on Titan, I strongly recommend you go over to the Attack on Titan Reddit and start there, and then find sources that focus on Attack on Titan. In the case of Sword Art Online, I mentioned this in the previous, I think in the episode 3 Q&A I mentioned this. In terms of SAO, go to Sword Art Online Reddit, go to Sword Art Online Discord server, the Reddit Discord server, go follow us at SAO_Wikia. If you have a dedicated news source for that specific topic, you will get the best answers. But yeah, starting from the community on Reddit usually helps. Nope, no spoiler questions. No, we are not gonna have a 3-hour live stream. I got things to do in Destiny, and that requires me to end the stream eventually. Well, seeing that there are no more questions, I guess it's time to wrap stuff up. About 4 minutes before I intended to, because an hour and 56 minutes. I'm genuinely tired. It's not that 9 PM is late, it's that streaming is exhausting. Those who tried it probably do know what I'm talking about. Yeah, thanks for joining, Black Butterfly. My pleasure. And my exhaustion as well. Destiny used to take up like 4 or 5 hours of my day 3 years ago. Then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked, and year 1 of Destiny 2 was absolute shit show. Anyways, that's as good as it's gonna get. So thank you very much for being here 2 hours with me. How many people are watching? 40 people, that's not bad for a live stream. Is a question coming or not? Yeah, I guess not. Okay, we're finishing here. Thank you very much for joining the live stream, everyone. I hope I answered some questions in the past 2 hours. At least some, hopefully. Again, I will consider doing more Q&A live streams, because it seems like you guys are enjoying, and it's, despite taking 2 hours, it's actually still much easier than collecting, answering, and then editing all the questions separately. So maybe 1 week regular video with spoiler questions, 1 week live stream Q&A. That seems to work just fine. Anyways, you can always support the channel by using Super Chat, becoming a channel member, or just becoming a patron over at Patreon. I think Patreon gives the best cut. So do go for Patreon, that's where I get stuff the most. If you wanna have Sword Art Online Light Novels, there are always links under my videos. I strongly recommend, if you're fine with Amazon, of course, or book depository, internet purchases. Some people don't like it. But yeah, if you get the books from the links I provide in the description, it's not more expensive for you, it's the same price, but I get a small commission, so that helps my channel as well. If you do that, I'll be really happy. Alternatively, you can use those links and enter a page and then purchase something else you need. I still get a small commission from that as well, so that's... If you ever want to get something from Amazon, please just head to Amazon from one of my links. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Let's drink some iced tea and finish up the stream. Also, I'll do more Crossing Void content soon. Let's get that out of the way. Bye. Okay, when am I supposed to hit this end stream thingy? On YouTube, I can see my drinking iced tea right now. And if I hit end stream now, probably gonna stop at me when I'm waving.